to you guys live from Los Angeles. I hope you're all doing great out there. And today, April the 17th, 2021, I wanted to bring you guys a video talking about the boxing event that's going to be scheduled, today later on between Ben Askren and Jake Paul, and want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions as to who I believe is going to be winning this boxing event. So first of all, I just want to say, for Ben Askren, the only real, how can I say this? The only real issue that I had with, with fearing Ben Askren losing was Ben Askren not having that good of a chin and being knocked out. So, considering he was kneed by Jorge Masvidal in his MMA fight, and was knocked out in the first round so quickly, kind of put a bit of fear in me, thinking that, Ben Askren may not have that good of a chin. But whenever we compare the two guys that are going to be boxing each other, we know that Ben Askren's been an athlete all his life, so that in itself, just for me, is already one big sign that I believe that he'll win the boxing bout tonight against Jake Paul. Whereas Jake Paul, on the other hand, is just a 24-year-old kid, realistically, right? And he's won a couple boxing events, and has made a name for himself, and beat a couple guys. But this is the first time he's going to be boxing a real competitor, and someone that's that can easily be considered a real and true athlete. And the reason why I think Jake Paul is going to lose is because he's fighting, he's going to be boxing against someone that's been in competition all their life. And I think as a 24-year-old, he's probably going to get hit, and start losing his momentum, and his dedication to win, because I feel like uh, Jake Paul is just overlooking Ben Askren and thinks he's gonna get an easy win. But I tell you guys, Ben Askren is indeed an athlete and has been an athlete all his life, and a competitor too. So all really Ben Askren needs to do is just defend himself and land some good shots on Jake Paul, and I think Jake Paul will break down. And Jake Paul being 24 years old, I think also plays a very big factor. And considering Jake Paul, is more seemingly here having fun than trying to make money and being a boxer, already tells me a lot, because I feel like he wouldn't really care if he loses, but at the same time, it can go either way. So the like I said, the only real concern I had regarding Ben Askren was his chin. But I mean, if he can defend himself good, I feel like Ben definitely has the power to put Jake Paul to sleep, or even get the decision victory by by scoring many points, and just outboxing him throughout the round. So we'll obviously see what happens, but I think Ben Askren takes this pretty easily. I think Jake Paul will break down, in the third or fourth round, after, he starts getting touched a little bit more. I feel like he's a little bit cocky, and I feel like he's also, over. I think he's definitely underestimating Ben Askren. So, I feel like Ben Askren takes this one easy. And I'll tell you guys something. Actually, I previously thought that Jake Paul would have won this one, but the more I've thought about it, I was like, no way. I'm like, there's no way Jake Paul's gonna beat Ben Askren. And if Ben Askren brings himself like the way I expect him to, he's a very, very smart fighter. I mean, he can defend himself, and I feel like once Ben lands a couple shots on Jake Paul, I feel like Jake Paul again, he's gonna start breaking down. And I then think that uh, uh, Ben Askren in turn will start to get more confident throughout the rounds, and just put on a clinical on Jake Paul. So just the sheer fact that Ben Askren has been in competition, and has been an athlete all his life, for me is already you know the the factor that makes me think that that he'll win. But Jake Paul, on the other hand, I think the guy's got power. I think he's young, but if we're here talking, whether or not who has better cardio, Jake Paul or Ben Askren, I think that's a no-brainer. And I think Ben Askren will definitely have the better cardio, and I think Jake Paul, on the other hand, I think is gonna slow down a lot. And he's still a kid, 24 years old. So we'll see what happens, but it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun. I know there's a couple other boxers that are gonna be on the card, but I'm more focused on the MMA fights today because there's gonna be some really good fights, and the Ben Askren and the Jake Paul event is also gonna be one that I'm gonna try to catch if I can, but I'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be pretty cool. Whatever you guys are watching, there's something going on today. So yeah, guys, I got Ben Askren winning, and realistically, again, just to quickly mention, the only concern I have is his chin and the way he was just knocked out by Jorge Masvidal whenever he was kneed in the first round. So I mean, if Ben Askren can protect his chin, I feel like in terms of the offense, and I feel like in terms of the IQ, the fight IQ, and I also feel like in terms of cardio, I feel like Ben Askren is much better than Jake Paul in all of those departments. But realistically, I think Jake Paul needs to protect himself initially and make sure that he's pouring on the damage onto Jake Paul. And I think once that happens, I think Jake Paul will begin to break down and not have too much of an answer as to what Ben Askren will do in the other rounds. So yeah, guys, that's my take on who I think is gonna win between the boxing event. And again, all Ben really needs to do is protect his chin, and I think he'll get the victory. So yeah, guys, that's what I got. And let me know who you guys think is gonna win the boxing event today. It's gonna be in a couple hours, but I think the UFC fights are actually starting in about 20 minutes at 4 p.m. Pacific time here in Los Angeles. So yeah, guys, drop those comments. Let me know who you guys think is gonna win this boxing event, and like the video and subscribe, guys. I'll catch you guys later on tonight. Peace.